Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to start the Instagram one. See if that works. And it should. It actually should work now, so I should be online. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Triton Live here from the Great Barrier Reef. It's Tuesday, so it would be in America Monday still. And I needed to move that away a bit because there was so much stuff going on Sunday. G Carroll is on. Hey G, man, how are you? Diver Kevin is on. Morning, mate. Hey, yeah. So anyway, good. You guys are here. Might be Monday better for you guys than Sunday, isn't it? So we have people on. Mesha, I think is on. Mesha is on YouTube. Hi, Mike. How are you? And whoever else is on YouTube and Facebook, just make sure you want me to see you there. Just go on there and just write little comment, and I can see it because it's not like an Instagram where I can see everyone joining. Okay, so just to let you know, if you would like to do that, do it, and I will see it. And Jen is on. Hey, Jen, how are you? Oh, Jen. It was so good Christmas. Can't. Whenever I see you here, I only think now about cupcakes and cakes and it's the way it is. Anyway, Sunday was a crazy day because we said goodbye to Tim, to diver Tim. Lisa is on. Hey Lisa, how are you? So I've never seen you here. Anyway, so yeah, a good friend of mine, and especially of a long time, very good friend of Julian, um, died sadly 2 or 3 weeks ago. He was a legendary diver, Tim, um, and he was working for Cairns Marine or with Cairns Marine, um, and sadly, he just went down and never came back. He's the guy that actually goes down deep and collects the deep water fish, the antias that I haven't loved that much, right? So he caught them. So a lot of my fish in the old tank he caught actually, and in the new tank, nearly all of them are from him, right? So it was very sad. Um, but yeah, Sunday there was a lot of people there. It was beautiful, kind of saying goodbye, and seeing how many people he actually touched in his life. It was crazy. And he was one of 5 people I think that can go that deep. He was diving 170 meters or something. So anyway, you want to see? I actually wanted to do a video with him. He was last time he was there looking at the tank, going crazy on me because I had one fish in there that he doesn't like, and you know, yeah, it's just a sad time, sad, but yeah, he did what he loved. So anyway, let's see what's going on. I'll just seeing Instagram G's gone crazy, so it's gonna yeah, horchata cupcakes. Okay, I just got the Tanzi app for a new pump and saw its ability to import my ICP results. Wow, they never told us. Yeah, it's good. Just do it. Then I'm not sure. I need to check if anybody told Dita to do that. Normally we have an app. We have like a little kind of API for it, so people can actually contact us, every company, and ask for that API, and we can deliver. And normally they can just extract even data, so you don't need to import them. You would be able to just get them right away on that app, right? So it's when we upload, then it will go right away to your app. So just maybe tell them, maybe they don't know, and they make it an import kind of thing. Kando is on. Here you go. Jose Manuel is on. So Masud is on, and a lot of other people. So let's see what's going on here. Very safe for your loss. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Okay, so there's some questions coming from Mesha. They are coming out with a dosing pump, and it's supposed to calculate your daily dose if you add the results consistently. Yeah, That's good, Jay, but you know that's kind of convenience and not needed. And Jay, yeah, I'm always careful because these things do mistakes, you know, and they're not the highest grade of electronics in a lot of cases. And I normally I'm very careful with these things. If it's not needed, I try to keep it not complicated, because then you go, you know, it could be another reason for error. You know, I mean, we're in a time where aquariums, you know, like manufactured, mass manufactured aquariums just leak all the time. You know what I mean? So just, yeah, just be careful. I will have a look at it though. It's very interesting. I like Tanzi in the moment. They kind of try and push and invent a lot, and I like that. They were like that years ago already, and now they kind of found their own DNA again. I think, you know, which I really like. So I'll have a look at. Um, yeah, gee, that's true. Very, very sad, especially for a lot of fish people around, you know, because yeah. Anyway, we'll come back to Tim, because people thrown in a lot of questions, and I just want to move and help them. And yeah, and that, and then I'll come back whenever we're waiting for a little. I'll come back to Tim and tell you about it. So let's keep going. So where we have, that is good. So this year, David Kevin said to lose such a legend. Yep, absolutely, Mike. And he loved fish, David Kevin. He loved them. You know, like it's not like I'm just saying that. He was the ocean. I'm telling you that. That was absolutely mad. Like, whoever met him, lucky. You know. Yeah, Dita will reach out. So I'm just jumping on. I see your question, David Kevin. I'm coming on. So let me start with Mesha. What is the difference between cyano and beta and NO beta? Is it just a difference from form of nitrogen? Yes, it is a different form of nitrogen, but you know, there is some stuff that goes alongside with so it's mostly the alpha form, NH alpha form, let's say, which you already, from the sound of the name, NH is more on the side of ammonia, which, and NO is more on the side of nitrate, right? So we're not hiding that, but it is that there is a different form of the nitrogen source itself, but it's still carrying some of the other. So it's more a percentage rate, let's say that, that is different here. And then when you look at the the alpha form, that comes with a lot of things supporting the metabolic cycle from nitrogen, right? So there is stuff that we found to be more, you know, like in a higher consumption rate as soon as it comes to ammonia consumption. So when corals start the metabolism of nitrogen and are delivered with a lot of ammonia, let's say, then there's some side effects to it with little traces that are working better for the coral. Okay, so it's similar to growth. When you grow a coral, you use calcium and magnesium and alkalinity, but also you will need zinc, because the zinc is that enzyme that I'm always talking about, that, you know, de-acidifies the growth. So the little stuff comes along will be needed more zinc needed with more growth, right? And the same counts for other metabolic things, like, you know, the usage of nitrogen. So that's the usage of calcium, but what about the units of use of nitrogen? So if you look at that, then we found that, you know, some, like cyanobacteria or other things that you don't want, but mainly cyanobacteria, will also benefit from that side things, right? So when they consume nitrogen, which they do in a massive way, in a very different way to cyanobacteria, can take a lot of forms of nitrogen and metabolize them very fast. If that happens, then you end up delivering a power boost to this algae or cyanobacteria that you don't want too, right? So we created the NO beta, right? So the NO beta is then better. It's a better situation when you have already cyanobacteria or something. It is reduced on the side once, but also the NO version, the nitrate version, is mostly or more available to algae, for example, so they can start competing. And then after that, we realized that we could create something that is only going for that competition situation. So only pushing little algae to be way more like resilient, grow better. And that's only the nitrate side. So it's no ammonia in cyano, which also is an NO, right? And when you look at that, then we added specifically things to boost like metals to boost that competition side. That is how it works. And alongside with balancing the nutrients, when you have an NDOC, for example, that works on a lot of tanks, works magic. So it actually goes against, cyano goes against the real root source of your problem, right? So that's why there are three different ones, and they are different. Okay, so if that makes sense, Mesha. If you have more questions and I can explain it more detailed, I will. Just let me know. Okay. So so let's have a look. So there was diver Kevin. Okay, can you tell me what the state of the Great Barrier Reef is nowadays? I read some articles that is bleaching and dying fast, or is it just particular at a particular place? Okay, David Kevin. And I see the boy known as Fish. Hey, mate, I'm coming back to you right away. I'm just coming to it. Let me answer David Kevin because that was question that is long, and I see all the other guys on Instagram. I can see your questions, and I will jump on them right away too. So, and Louise is on. Hey, Louise. Sergio is on. William is on. Hey, guys. If you have any questions, shoot them now. Okay, so don't worry about it. I just said I skipped Sunday to the Tuesday because Sunday was the memorial for Tim Bennett, a legend that sadly we lost. But I will come to this if you have questions to that. So okay, so we would love Triton in Turkey. Yeah, I would love Triton in Turkey too. I would actually like to come to Turkey. You have great food, it's a great country. So let's see, can you tell me what state of the Great Barrier Reef is at? So the other Kevin, it is we just had a very big storm coming in. So the first cyclone this year hit the coast down south in Townsville. So we are right now in the north, we're cut off. So the real wet season, let's say, started. And with that wet season, it's always a lot of stress for the coral reef. Right now, like every year, it is patches of not happy, right? And I am going out to check it on Friday again. So because we had a big storm and it's still not 100%. I mean, you can see there's some sun coming, but there's a lot of when I look that way, there's a lot of kind of very strange looking clouds and stuff. So it's the reef is permanently under stress. Okay, so it is not because of humans, because of heating up waters. It's not always in perfect shape, but there's a lot of places that are absolutely brilliant, right? Like I'm going to check one of them on Friday, and I'm also going on next Sunday to check. So that might be a reason for moving um live again, but it is not too bad. So we went on coral spawning. You need to understand, when there's coral spawning, they are actually, after that, they will be stressed a lot because they lose a lot of energy. Okay, and when we went, I have footage that I didn't show, but there's a lot of predators around too. Like there was a massive crown on thrones starfish, a massive one that I saw there in the night, right? So they are coming out, obviously, that time when the coral are stressed. Then after that spawning event, they normally stress out if the temperature is not coming down, which this time it did a bit. So it wasn't that bad like it was a lot of times. Um, then they will start, some of them will start bleaching on high temperature. Okay. But that is a patchy kind of thing, and it's not too bad. Right now, I'm pretty happy with it. The storms coming in cool down the water. They take a lot of energy out of that water to build the storm, and that means that the temperatures fall. This is why I'm going to check, because obviously I have a very good um temperature sensor on my boat, right? So we're going to check all these things to see if the temperatures came down, which would be really good because only like 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, 2 weeks after spawning, kind of, like 2, 3 weeks is a really good time to cool down the water. That would be really a stress relief for the um for the reef, while a very heavy storm will cause like some of them die, but it will cause the most of them to be cooler water, be surviving better. So it's a bit of a kind of strange thing to see every year. But if we have a storm coming in, cooling down the water after the spawning event, that's a good thing for the reef, right? And we had that sign, kind of. Um, and then the bad side of a storm is the rain. So now we have a lot of fresh water going into the reef, a massive amount. Which if you look up my videos before, like, you can see how much that is, right? Like it is really a lot. It's not like you can imagine. That's a little thing gets a massive river and you can die in it. That much water is now gone into the reef, and that is odd. That's concerning for me because the close by reefs, they get a lot of fresh water, which also bleaches them. So I would say right now we are in a danger zone until March, right? Then temperatures will cool down again. The weather will go more consistent, permanent, permanent, winds from the southeast. That is then cooling us down, and that's when corals go back to the state of I'm not stressed anymore. Right now they're stressed. I've not seen too much bleaching. Okay, and when they go for bleaching, they will go for different spots and just, you know, extrapolated onto the reef. Normally there is very good people doing that. They're doing it in a very good way, and if you're interested, GBR authority, I said that several times, you can follow them. They are very realistically telling you how it looks for them, in a broader way. And for us right now, it is still okay. Like I said, I'm going to check on the weekend, Friday and Sunday, when the weather is good, hopefully. And then I will let you know. But there will be jellyfish now. We have northerly winds, so they will be heating up. So yeah, that's the state of the Great Barrier Reef right now, mate. If you want to know in a bit of more detail. So, oh wow, there's a lot of people coming up. Perfect explanation measure. Okay. So let me just have a look. Land of Lee is asking a question. I see that. Um, And GK have been, yep. Land of Lee. Okay, so let's see. Land of Lee. I have some large mangrove trees in my refugium, along with caulerpa, and other algae. Do you think the large trees can remove nitrates equal to just caulerpa? Can the trees are 4.5 feet tall? Wow, that's big, bro. That's really big. Land of Lee, yeah, um, I think yes, they can. I think they are very effective, in a way, especially when they're that big. And I've seen it they grow really good with infusion, like with what and they love that, right? Just to let you know, because I have people growing them in the UK like crazy and selling them, right? Um, the good thing to a tree like that is it gives you more filtering space, more extraction, without taking space in that refugium. You know what I mean? The most mass of the tree is outside and need to be supported by the roots. So that is a very good situation if you look at nutrients extraction. right? If you can sustain the space outside, like to have that tree grown, obviously, and get light and stuff, it's a very good way. And as bigger the main tree gets, as more it will extract. It will be possibly even more than Caulerpa can do, because Caulerpa is bound to the space in your filter tank, right? So you can't grow more than it matches the filter, while you can grow way more, of your tree, because it's outside. Makes sense? So yes, I think it's a very good way. And I know that mangrove love the same kind of things. We realize that over time, that we also give to that algae that normally grows also mostly closer to the shore. Just to let you know. Okay, so it works really, really well. Okay, I have a question. If the substrate bed that the mangrove is planted in is processing more nitrate than the mangrove. Okay, yeah, well, it could be. It definitely could be. But that is a more dangerous situation than two, And it again, it can be, but the mangrove, if it's grown, will take a lot too. It's just that's a sink, every part of it, and it will work anyway, because your goal is to reduce nitrogen, and it is a very effective way to do that. Either mangrove or even deep sand bed. While the deep sand bed, I told you several times, is for me to it's a dangerous situation. Just to let you know, it's not the best way, I would say. So let's jump. I will contact you regarding your products. Yep, do that at Ertugrul Reef. Do it. I would love it, and I'll come and visit you, and we're going to, wherever, and eat good Turkish food, man. There will be, so many places. So very possible, Greg. Yep, you're randomly you're talking to Greg. That's good. I'm just jumping on Mesh's next question. That is on the YouTube one. What caused cyanobacteria to appear? Is there any relationship between cyanobacteria and high levels of iron caused by the new salt water mix? Well, okay. First off, Mesha, nobody knows exactly why any kind of cyanobacteria comes. There's so many types of cyanobacteria, even different colors, right? And they have their reasons, and the root source is often a bit of an extreme one. So it's not like when you little shifts in a tank would cause cyanobacteria explode, but bigger shifts will do that. While you might not see them, like organic carbon, nutrient imbalances. So you normally look at your nutrients in a way of, how do I have nitrate, do I have phosphate? But the balance between them often cause cyanobacteria to grow. And that's something that people kind of do not have in mind often. But these things that are not little things, they cause them often to come, but they might be different and other things too, like different foods that you feed sometimes cause that, contaminations that you don't see. And also, sometimes it happens that the low nutrient amounts, for example, cause the competition to go. Like the algae will leave. You have a lot of if you have a lot of like algae feeders, like cleaning crew, they will then cause the whole algae just be under stress. They don't eat the cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria take their place. That's also something that happens. But to be honest, with iron, and especially in salt mixes, I don't see too much relationship, right? It might be other things in salt mixes that we're right now not talking about, but not the iron component. The iron component is normally the anti-caking product that salt companies put into sodium chloride, so it's not getting a big piece of rock when you use it, and it's nice and salty like it. That is mainly what shows up as manganese and iron in your test when you test salt, fresh salt, and it's not harmful for your tank. So I've seen that very often, that this is happening. We're using it for years and years. I've never seen a downside to it. It will leave your tank very quickly, just because of precipitation, and it's gone, you know. So no, don't see a relationship there. It could be that a lot of iron at one point will bind phosphates, and that phosphates, some of the cyanobacteria can maybe bring out of the iron and chew up, but I've also not seen that, right? So realistically, no, I would right now say don't worry too much about it. Okay, I can look into it one more time, but I've not seen anything there. We looked into it quite a few years ago. So I know this problem. Silky reef is coming up. I know this problem since years. I struggle with cynos, also in the sump with the algae, and nothing helped. No endoc and analysis are not okay. No endoc and analysis are not bad. Yes, so I have cyanobacteria in my sump too, um, silky reef, and I'm not trying to get rid of them, because what they do is they consume the stuff that cyanobacteria would need to grow in my main tank. So it is the same situation that I have with algae. The algae is not grown in my main tank because mainly it grows in the sump, because it's having peace and can grow, right? So actually do not do that. Give them a space where they can live. That is the best thing you can do. So you're not getting them where you don't want them. You control their living space. Um, there's still a reason for them to be, even if they're very strong there. In the sump, we can talk about it, but this is a cyanobacteria are a complicated, very specific to a tank problem, and you need to assess it case by case, because if you go, you can go very wrong, you know, if you go just generic, and that is a problem. I'll tell you that. So I've seen a lot of people going into a shop and asking that question, and the shop owner doesn't want to say, "I don't know," which is the right answer on cyanobacteria. For like in 90% of cases, whatever question you have, the right answer is "I don't know," but and then we can go ahead and see what is the reason for it in your tank. Um, but I'm not hearing that from any shopkeeper, because obviously they want to help you and they don't want to look like that's a complicated situation. So then when you go there and they give you one thing, say like this is the way to go, you can use that and go the totally different wrong way. Because like I said, cyanobacteria can live or appear because of low nutrient, and they can also appear because of high nutrient, and you need to kind of know which one. And there is so many other things around it, right? So you normally go there and we ask you to give us some information, and then we specifically go for the most likely source of your cyanobacteria. That is the best way to do it if you have questions. Otherwise, you start experimenting on your own anyway, right? So just to let you know, if you want our help, just ask us again. We'll keep going, you know. So I say but the algae die. Yeah, but they don't die because of the cyanobacteria, bro. They die because of other things. And they, like I'm telling you, come back to us and give us more information. We'll move through it. I mean, you know, like it's hard here, but it is the same. And I'm telling you right away, I don't know here because I don't have enough information. And if you have done endox and everything, it's great, because I'm pretty sure we can get the right treatment for your tank and you'll be happy with it. But we're not trying to get rid of them in the sump. We're trying to get rid of them in the main tank and reduce the amount, so you're not worried about your algae. Okay. So let's have a look quickly at Glenn Harrison. I'm seeing your question. Okay, so I'm coming to you, mate. No worries. I see it. I'll just let me have a look if there is anything on Instagram. Louise is on, but C-Dream is on. Hey, C-Dream, mate. So um Ertugrul, if you want to contact us, you know where. It's hello at Triton. Just go to hello at Triton, and we'll sort you out. So Just curious if okay, so Greg is at Greg. Yep, very possible and good other way. Just curious if mangroves can do the same job as a refugium full of colepa. Yep, islandly, I think they can do even better. So, Smooth Aquas, great to see your stream. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I'm a bit slow right now because the questions are like a bit bigger questions, but I'm good. If you have anything, shoot them, mate. Barrier Reef is on. Okay, I would feel that Colepa or Cheeto will be better for the system overall as it removes CO2 from the water versus the mangroves pulling it from there. Yep, that's a good point. That's a very good point, G. Um, and yes, that's true. They work that way, and that will happen. And mangroves won't do that. They'll just take it out. But the question is like about the nitrate, you know. Um, and you also have one thing, G, that I'm right now looking at for sure is they need to be some size CO2 because the algae in your coral needs CO2 too. So there will be a point of competition about like over the CO2, isn't it? And that's something we need to also think about when we think about, you know, balancing or working with a refugium. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm not right now going the concerned way where people are going, oh, organic carbon, and you know what I mean, like all the bacteria, organic carbon discussion. I'm thinking more about the CO2. The CO2 is a very good point, and the CO2 is a crucial gas that is needed for coral too. It's needed, right? So just have that in mind too. So might be even the opposite, you know. So Linda's on. Hey, Linda. 3D reefing is on. Hey, mate. Frago de Norte is on. Wow. Portugal is on. So that's a good time. Today is a good day. It's a good day. Maybe I'll switch to Tuesdays. It's like crazy. So many people on. I love it. All right. So then Glenn is going, hi, Ehsan. I altered my sum on the 19th of December last year to TRITON method. I'm not got T5. I've not got T5 yet. My cash and alg are gone down. Can a refugium make cash and alg go down? My tank is 700 liters. I'm dosing course 7 flex for a good year now. Okay, it's what the best. Okay, what is okay, it is. Oh, good, gotcha. Now it is. Okay. So Glenn, yes, there is a relation between you putting up the refugium and adding what it needs to the consumption of your alkalinity, but it is not your refugium. It is more the byproduct of the algae, the beneficial ones, that makes your coral and coralline algae start growing too. So it is a really good sign that you use up alkalinity, and you need to refuel it by the base elements, we call 7 base elements, because that's also bringing that other stuff more in that the algae needs. And that's the metabolism kickstart that you want from TRITON. So a lot of people coming to me with exactly that. They're saying, oh, my corals are growing like crazy. And when I started, and that's true somehow. I always say, listen, it's not the TRITON method yet because you need some time coral to adapt. But some tanks seem to be really low on that metabolic products and just waiting for them. And then that kickstarts the tank a bit. And that's when you realize you need to add more alkalinity and calcium and magnesium. And it's a good sign. So just do it. Don't worry about it. Just do it now, and you should be fine. And then see where we end. There is another point of where to dose these elements. So don't dose them all together at the same time because that's just precipitation, not consumption. I don't think you're doing that, but this is kind of the reality of that byproduct when you start getting more and more into the TRITON method, getting closer and closer what you're doing right now, obviously, then you will get that feeling very quick. And you're not dosing core 7 for just now. We have that with people that just starting it. So you're using core 7 for a long time. So that's a really good main piece of the TRITON method that you just established. It could be very much that your coral will grow quicker now. Okay, so you might not see it. Might be the base, might be a lot of coralline algae somewhere that you won't realize, but it is definitely something that can happen. And don't worry, it's a good thing. Okay. So that Sigrid said, but then algae, I'll talk to you about that. What is the best for Cheeto to leave it floating in the sump or attach it to a live rock? Attach it. Just put it like, don't attach it. Just, you can't attach it, right? But you can just put it in between. So don't make it move that much. Don't tumble it. I don't like that, right? So people doing it, I know, but I kind of don't like that. So for me, my way is I put it between two rocks, get it a bit hooked up. That's it. I'll leave it. It will die and then rehook and then do it again. But that's the way I do it. And it will work for a month or 2 or 3. Sometimes it works for a long time, but that's the way I do it. That's the best way. What I also do is I go from time to time into my sump, and I'll do a video about that. I'll possibly make a live stream, a different one that is more practical for the tank. I'll still do this one too. But what you do is you go in with your hands and just stretch it, make space inside of it. Don't overdo it. Don't put them apart, but make them have a bit of more space. You know what I mean? That's a really good thing too. That's what I do from time to time too, just to let you know. All right. So what do we have? Noko Reef Club. So yes, coral needs some CO2 to build skeletons. Yes, but they need CO2 mainly, to support the photosynthesis in their algae. That is pure energy. If we cut that off, you have a massive problem with die-off, with bleaching corals, because they literally can't do anything with the algae anymore. So that is a very important part. That's what I mean. It's not the growth. The growth you can do with alkalinity, which is also a carbon source and a carbonate source, right? But CO2 is a very, very important metabolic factor for a coral or a clam or anything that is symbiotically living with with an algae, which that algae needs it. That's why I'm watching it. That's why I'm so happy you're doing both. You have a calcium reactor, or because that's the living CO2 too, and I'm trying to get into both, and I told you because of the pH. I'm just waiting the pH to go up so I have CO2 because my pH is low. So as soon as it goes even more up, I will start doing the calcium reactant stuff too because of the CO2, because it's so good. So okay, 3 dogs, 3 cats, 5 people, 5 fish. Thanks God, a bunch. Thanks God, a bunch of CO2, lol. Yeah. Yeah, mate. I'm not saying that. I have it too. I don't even know where it's coming from because it's in the lab. So it is still more CO2 that I like. And even fish produce it. I'm not just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I've seen some tanks gone pH 8.7. That high pH looks like all CO2 is consumed very quickly. So that pH might not even be an issue, but the consumption rate of CO2 and pH might be an issue. It will be bound to carbonates very quickly, and then it's not CO2 anymore. And are all corals able then to consume the CO2? Is that enough CO2 for the algae to be that they produce when they grow? Because that's happening too. When coral grow, they will produce kind of CO2. And the animal part of the coral also produces CO2, but is that enough, or are they able to deliver that CO2 right to the algae, or is there no linked way, or is some corals are doing it or not? You know what I mean? So it is also looking at, is every coral able to do that, or maybe is one of the key factors that we have problems with some corals because they're harder to keep, the inability to do things like that? Like, is it like the Kenti or the Tenuis has, I mean, that's not a very hard one, but whatever is very hard, Echinara, is that coral unable to do specific things that the millipora, for example, that is medium, or Formosa can do an aquaportion, like easily. And if that's like CO2 transport, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of the things we think about, because this knowledge will help you to keep coral. This knowledge will literally help our industry to grow, because it makes more people be able to keep different species of coral, and that's not frustrating anymore, so just to make you understand, that's the way we think here. Okay, so anyway, I'll just check if there's any other questions on Instagram. No, I don't see anything. G, you want to say anything to CO2? Do it, it's good to have you on. Robbie Reefer, Homo Aquatics, Aquaticus, Benito is on, TD Winkler is on. So guys, you just joined. Robbie Reef. If you have any questions, just put them on. This live is, and I have a lot of new people on today. If you have any question regarding reef keeping or whatever you want, just let me know and I will answer it here. That's why I'm here. Okay, so just to let you know, there's a lot of people jump in, don't know what this is all about, but this is about you and your questions. So just shoot them. I'm here in Australia at the Great Barrier Reef, and I'll answer you this stuff if you want to. So, hi, greetings from Belgium. Is it possible to switch from ATI Essentials SPS to Triton? I only have no refugium. Yeah, Peter, you can. Literally, what the product you're referring to is a copy of what we created with Core 7 years and years ago. So they try to copy it. If you move over, there's a lot of things they didn't get right. So just to let you know, and it will work for you. But you will go to Core 7 Reef Supplement. So there are two versions of it, Peter, and you need to use the one that is greenish in color. So there's green and orange version, and one is called Reef Supplements. That is for people not having a refugium, and the other one is called Base Elements. That is the one that for people that run the full Triton method. This is a stronger, better version if you go full Triton. But if you right now just want to switch over and have a better product, kind of, then you go to Core 7 Reef Supplements. Okay, that's your choice. All right. And for the flex version of it, Peter, you can also still mix it in 2 bottles if you want. Right? You either can mix it, and you will see that we have everything that is in the 4 bottles you will also have in the 2 bottles. So that's a very important thing for people, that we don't cut down on product in a 2-bottle version. While I'll tell you that it's much easier and cheaper in a 2-bottle version to cut down on a lot of things, right? But we don't do that, and you will see it on your own, because you mix everything that goes into the 4 bottles also in 2 bottles on your own. So when you buy the product Flex, you will see that you can actually, you can do it in either the 4-bottle, 3-bottle, or 2-bottle version. So I know from your product that it's a 2-bottle version. If you want to keep going like that, you can. Just to let you know. Okay. Alfred joined. Unterwasserparadies. Walter joined. How are you, Walter? Happy New Year, Walter. Yes. Yes. It is possible. Yeah. Okay. I turned my skimmer off to clean it recently, and my tank pH dropped 1.8 to 7.8. Yeah. I had lots of CO2 from the calcium reactor. Yeah, I know, man. And I don't think it's a bad thing, G. That's what I'm saying, especially not for people like us keeping a massive amount of SPS coral in a little amount of water. That is obviously what the goal of a lot of people is. And that consumption rate will be quite high of CO2, That's what I mean. Like, it is high. It is high. It is hard, and like I say, it's about fish too. It is about a lot of things. So I'm trying to isolate a lot of factors. First theoretically, then practically, if possible, to to assess that. I'm also doing, there is a lot of things happening obviously here, because CO2 is a very you know a very recent kind of thing right now, isn't it? Like CO2 is the main driver of, global warming and stuff. So we work with the Sydney University right now on manganese, with a PhD a student that is like I think he's PhD already. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just getting PhD. But Headley is doing that up in the north, so we work with them. And Sydney University has a kind of CO2 area of scientific work. And there is up here in PNG, in Papua New Guinea, there is a place where, because of volcanic activity in the reef, there's CO2 bubbling out of the water. So there is people do science on that. So there is a lot of kind of synergy for me right now here in this region, to even from external sources be at the edge, at the forefront of that CO2 understanding, right? So I'm doing my part, they're doing their part, but that it's always good to extract some information somewhere to kind of, understand it a bit more. But it is an important factor, just to let you know. Love my Triton coral. Corals have been growing. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Manny. Thank you. 3D Reefing, Matt. Thank you. Nice to hear. Make me very happy. So Mina is on. Mina is on. Very late, Mina. Very late. Nah, it's all right. It's all right. I'm coming to yours, mate. I'm right there. Be up. Corals are on. If you have any question, go for it. Peter is under. Thank you. Hope you get better results on collaboration and PE on my Acropora. But I get better at this. I see lots of good and vibrant results with Triton. Yes, Peter, but it's not only what you add. So be careful, Peter. Just to let you right now know, there is a bit more to it, especially how you handle your tank, how much live rock you have and stuff. So it's a synergetic method. It's like a method that works with a lot of parts, and it's not only dumping in stuff. I'm sorry to tell you that, but this is the reality of reef keeping. For sure, a lot of people will try to give you a bottle and say, this is the magic bottle. And when you dose that, whatever else you do, the corals will thrive. This is not real. Okay? It's just not real, right? Just take it like it is. It is not real. There's no bottle, not core 7. When you put that in, it's not what then gives you my tank. Okay, so there's more steps to it, and we can help you with that. That's why I'm doing lives. That's why we do maybe another live soon, more practical one, and that's why we are there with the best possible support. That we can give you, even email or the other ways that we can handle, right? So just to let you know, that's the main thing for me, making you guys successful. But information is the main thing here, right? So look at my profile. I'll definitely be like that. Yep, that's fine. Thank you. I'll look at your profile, Walter. I'll look at it. Walter is the best. All right. So I've noticed that when the refugium algae grows, there's poor light penetration due to dense growth. Yes, on the water surface. Should I remove algae to allow more light? So I just said, Mina, what I do is I go in there and undense it. So I don't. It's a little trick that I'm doing all the time. So I when it's too dense, the chetomorpha, I go in there with my fingers and just stretch it out. So make space. That's enough already. Don't overdo it. Okay, so then at one point they will die on the top and get a crust. That's when you take the crust away. That's all right. But you don't need to kind of, like open up big holes or something. You can, it's not bad, but do the stretchy kind of thing first. You go in, don't get them off each other, don't make two pieces, but just stretch it out quite a bit. So it's stretched out, the light will penetrate. Right? That's good. And the water will flow better too. So Chris Boswell is on. When will be the Triton subscription service coming available in Australia? You know what, Chris? That's not going to be too long, I guess. I will have a discussion today with Julian. We have put it quite far. It is a bit of a different look to it than what we have in America. Um, in America, there's a big thing happening in January, end of January. I'm going to America actually, and I'll be there. Maybe have a live there with you guys, but I need to go there because we're kind of restructuring everything. It's exploding right now. So, but that last change is a major change to the subscription, from a practical sense. Not like programming, not like the nice convenience stuff. It's more a core thing that I wanted to reach, which we could reach, which is really good. It's the second bottle, and we do want that to be started in America before we bring that to Australia or any other country, because then it is a complete solution that doesn't need changing too much anymore. So this is the only holdup that I can see right now, Chris, for Australia. And it's not a big holdup because we are obviously nearly done with it, for America. And I think we can announce soon when we will start in Australia. Like I say, I have a big meeting today. After we have done this, I think like 10ish o'clock, I will have a meeting with Julian and the team here in Australia, and there will be some meetings with the retailers in Australia, because obviously they are bound, very, very strongly into this service that we have, and they need to have a solution too, with the same solution that we have in America, a little bit adapted to the Australian way of doing it, right? So, but I will let you know. We are very close, not too far away, in my opinion, not too far away, Chris. Okay, so let's have a look. I've also been squeezing down Cheeto into the tighter ball regularly so it takes up less volume as an alternative removing. No. Mina, don't squeeze it. Right? Just don't do that. Take it away. Take it away. It will grow back. Don't worry about it. It will the growth is more effective than sustaining sustaining metabolism. Okay, it's a bit like the lawn, the grass in front of your house, um, or orchids, my orchids, right? So in the growing phase, they use up a lot of nutrients, and in the flowering phase too. But then when they're already flowered, they sustain, so then they just don't need that much nutrient. So you need to be careful with then giving them nutrients. So I'm very fuzzy with that stuff, so I'm sorry. I'm a nature person, right? So I love my orchids too, but then I'm very careful when I give them how much nutrient, right? And that's because of the growing phase. So the growing phase is what you want in your filter. You want permanent growth, right? You don't want sustainable, like sustaining them, because when they stop growing, sometimes some of them go sexual, like colopa, and that's what you don't want. So you want permanent growth. Okay, so the growth is what you want. So just take it away, drop it in the bin, let it grow back. That's what you want. Okay, Chris also, yep, man, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And Chris, just one more thing to the subscription. Definitely Australia is the next country, because it is the easiest one for us next, because of me being here for sure. And having the main crew here scientifically is easier, so yeah, it will definitely happen here first. So just to let you know, we have a big board. We put everything for our projects on, and it is quite far. There's a lot of green flags on there. I don't see too much waiting time anymore. Okay, so let's have a look. So Pulkemania is on. Adelson is on. Adelson, mate. If anybody coming on to this stream one more time, right? Facebook and YouTube, you have a lot of people on right now. I do not see you if you do not make a comment, and it's fine. You don't need to make a comment, but I just let you know that I would greet you and I would say hi to you the same way I'm doing it on Instagram, but I cannot see you if you don't comment. So I don't know who is, right? The other one is this live stream is always about you guys. It's always about your questions. I'm doing this because people have a lot of questions online, and I see a lot of wrong, sometimes really, to say, wrong answers on a lot of things, and I think this platform helps you to get answers from the source, and I try to explain everything to you so you understand why I answer the question, and we're very successful with that. A lot of people come into this live stream are very, very happy with the results they get in their tank, and that is all about, it's all, when I'm doing a a talk somewhere on Reeferpalooza, Magna, whatever it is, I do it for one purpose. So people can come to this talk and take something home to the aquarium, apply it, and get more successful. That's what I always said to Julian, to Lyle, to whoever, doing a talk and asking me, how to do it the right way. So this was the core of always my kind of information giveaway, let's say, right? And nowadays with Greg getting me onto lives on Instagram, we saw that this is working for you guys very well. So this is all about your questions. If you want anything answered, put them here and I'll answer them. You came in quite late, but this is kind of the thing, So Mina is asking, any US trips planned for Q1? Yes, Mina, I'll be in Los Angeles in a few weeks because we changed a lot. We changed a lot to the company in the US. I would say yeah. I'm saying it's exploding, but it's a fundamental changes that are happening there, which is really good for our US community. But I need to say that people like Greg, Louise, people like, there's a lot of people, even worldwide calls, everybody there, Lou, Vic, everybody, in the US is kind of the pushing force, or actually the putting a lot of effort into this. And this is why we can grow, not helping us, but helping the whole industry. They're doing a great job there, and that's the reason, is the community is doing a great job. There is a good driving community right now, and that's making it possible for a company like ours that is investing a lot into innovation, into science, into like things that wouldn't make real money, kind of, to be able to thrive there. And I'm very thankful for that, because I'm very honest. It wouldn't work without people. And Mina, you're one of them too. You're going out there, you're asking questions, you diving deep into it. Without people like you guys that are on here, it wouldn't be possible. So I'm very thankful for that. It is you're like-minded, let's say. Like, maybe I'm a bit extreme, but you are very similar. So this is the way you drive something to a very, very successful level. If you in by diving deep. And that is what I'm starting to do now in America. And it's making sense there, That is yeah, it's good. So the US is number one. I have planned 6 trips, to be honest, to the US this year, right now. It might not be 6. It's right now locked in 3 for sure. But yeah, it looks like it would get 6 of them this year. Okay. So every second month we can go and have dinner. Greg, you, Louise, no. just joking, just joking. So I'm obviously going to work. I'm going to work. Ted Reef is on. Spain is on too. So Ted Reef, you're very late. So if you have a question, just shoot it. Let's go up there, Mina. Yeah, Jason. Yeah. I don't think, Mina, you're not living far away from our facility there anyway, isn't it? Mina was there last time. G. You'll drive an hour. G. I'll come to you, man. I'll grab Mina, come to you. So, sounds like a plan. Yes. Yeah, that sounds good. Nah, it's gone well. It's gone well. So, sorry, my friend. I'm working. Yes, Dead Rave. You're working now? What time is it in Spain? It's like 10 o'clock, bro. That's all right. I'm fine. You work. If you work, you listen. you have a question, just let me know. Yeah, Greg, I'll talk to Joe already. I will need to call him anyway in a minute. So after this, I'll give Joe a call because he'll work, and I told him already. So we are prepared. I just need to get my stuff done. Tacos and horchata. Hey, you hear that, Linda? Tacos and horchata. Linda, Linda is not amused. That's anyway. All right, guys. So it's 8 o'clock. We're in 1 hour. Is there any other questions? Just shoot them now. Shoot them now. Otherwise, I'll wrap this up and put it up. I think last time didn't work with. I'm very sorry for that. Last live didn't go online with Instagram for any reason. Just to let you know, I'm going to do it today again, and I hope it works, and I think it will. Just to let you know, this wasn't on purpose. Okay, so somehow didn't work, and this time it will. Okay, so Christian is on, Christian Crow, but Christian I'm just wrapping up. So if you have a last question, go now. So here you go. Ted Reef is coming. If I have 0.2 ppm of phosphate, should I use AL99 or better Rover Phos? AL99. I'll tell you why. Because Rover Phos will reduce your phosphate very quick. Okay, especially the dust of it, because it's dusty. Same for AL99, but AL99 is slower, and the quick loss of phosphate is also a dangerous move in a tank, right? A lot of people say that their corals really suffer. Some say they die. I don't believe that. The suffering is real, but also from the perspective of the shift of phosphate will cause a very bad situation for your environment. So cyanobacteria can come, things like that. So I would go slow with the reduction of phosphate rather than fast if it's not already doing harm, right? And that is a very important thing. I also got just a few weeks ago, I got a paper about nitrogen, and it's saying that the nitrogen to phosphate amounts are more crucial for coral um, than thought before, especially when high nitrogen is coming in. A phosphate limitation will appear. It means that is something that is. I said, in aquarium's phosphate limitation is impossible for a long time, and I still agree on that. But if you do extreme things, it could happen by that shift, So right now, and that's danger zone in the ocean already, right? So that is something that you need to have in mind. So fast removal is not good. Okay, that's why I would go L99, because it's slow in removing it. So Mesha is saying thank you. He's saying thank you, guys. So any other thing? Okay, but what about aluminium then? It's going up, but that's fine. Aluminium is we'll just watch it, right? So, but it's fine. Neptune, Preepwood. Thank you for your time and knowledge. Gave my dense Cheeto a stretch. Yeah, perfect, Matt. That's why I'm doing it. Give it a stretch. It's good. It's good. That sounds good. Give your Cheeto a stretch. That's I love that. Awesome, mate. No, that's good. That's good. I like to say, guys, I think I will need to talk to Dida and everybody in the company, but I think I'm planning the tank is getting kind of 1 year old and 2 to 3 months. And it's I think I will do like a practical version of this live. So I will be in the shed, and I like in the lab and in front of the tank, and I'll run through different things that come in my mind when I'm doing them, but then I forgot to kind of tell you here. It's a bit, there's no link. There's like a bit of broken chain there, so I'll try to make something happen, where you can ask me while I'm doing some stuff, and it will be very specific. It might not be that long. It might be just specific things like how I drill the coral a bit more in depth, and you can ask questions while I'm doing it. and how you know how I stretch my algae, or how often do I clean the sump, and how do I do it? You know, so because sometimes I forget to verbalize some of these things I'm just doing, you know, like, and I don't realize, like, especially when I'm drilling a coral, you know, then I just say drill a hole into it, but I'm actually aiming for specific spots, looking how to hold it with the other hand, and you know, I'm not forgetting when I'm doing it, but I forget when I'm explaining it to you. So I just think that might be a good way to sort some stuff out with like little live videos that when I'm doing a practical thing on the tank, and the tank is good, you know, like, let's say aged enough for that now. So I might do that. That's not might be interesting for you guys too. So, Mina, what are the thoughts on wave makers, such as panterized search box in the back corner behind the rock? Work and create a laminar current in addition to regular wave makers. So I actually like the concept of the wave maker, and I think Tanzi was one of the first ones that got them out, and I was very impressed of the easiness of the how they work, you know. But you need to have a little bit of the right tank for that. So I tried on my tank in the past, and it just water came up, right? Because of the frequency and stuff, the waves will be created. The other one is that um I I I kind of believe that a flow that is going into one direction for a longer time um gives a bit of more like filtration ability, you know, a bit more. You could argue that, but it's just a feeling, right? Like it's kind of fresh food all the time. And I'm saying that because when I see my fish feeding, right, my especially my antias, they're very fuzzy with their food. So they look at specific things, and then 10 particles go by, and then they eat one. You know what I'm talking about? So in a flow that would cause the particles to come back, they don't eat the other one. They passed. You know, you don't. I really try to explain something very hard. So when you have this back end, because that wave will just what happens is this, right? So it kind of keeps particles longer in it will move away at one point, but it will be way longer the same particles on the same spot. So feeding wise for my anteaters, that's not good because they're fuzzy. They really look at something going by them, and it looks interesting and hit it. So that flow that goes off the anteater will cause my anteater to eat more because it finds more stuff, right? Because it only eat 10% of the food. If this is the same with coral or filtering animals in your tank, that would mean that this type of flow is not optimal. But then you can argue that, but saying coral eat everything, they're not fuzzy, but they don't have time. So if it comes back, they have time to grab it. And both ways could be correct. And I don't know which one. So you need to decide and look at it. But I think that technology is pretty cool if it's not causing the wave to spit some water out of your tank every time, you know, just to let you know. And it's I've seen tanks moving, but I'm not seeing that bad, but they definitely, you know, that it's like somebody moving the tank a little bit from the side all the time sometimes, you know. So can you do a video of your T5? Yes, I can. Good. See, Glenn? Perfect. Yeah, I can. That's, I think, it would be even a good life for that. And right now we're going to change them because they're getting into the 9 month. So I'm just ordering new ones and stuff. So, you know, it's not bad time. So Los Corals Decora joined. No, no say English. Yes, so that means I don't speak English. That's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. You can even try to put it in Spanish because we have enough people, uh, you know, that would be able to translate it maybe. So yeah, I think that's what Tet Reef just told you. Okay, Aquaman's Reef joined. Osvaldo joined. Very good. Okay, guys. So I'll give you one more chance. One more question because so many people joined. So many. No worries, Glenn. It's a pleasure. So I'm just checking if anything else. No, still have a lot of people on the other live streams. Yep, a lot of people on. I love it. I love it. Guys, any other questions? Otherwise, I'll wrap this up. I'll put it up and I will have a close look on Instagram if there is a problem with that video, but I shouldn't have any. This time it should work. Okay. Pride corals. Mate, you're a bit late. I'm just wrapping up. Do you have any question that is you can shoot right away? I'm going for it. Right? Otherwise, I need to tell you to come back next, maybe not Sunday, maybe Tuesday again. Because like I say, I will be on the boat on Sunday. I'm not sure when that is, so it might be I'm driving, and when I'm driving, I can't do a live, obviously. So just to let you know, and I don't see anything coming up. So thank you all, thank you, Tedrick. Thank you a lot for your time as always. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys always joining. It's beautiful. It's bringing my head more and more into my own hobby. I love that. I have so much stuff that I need to handle, signing papers in America and whatever. But that's the core. I love that. I just I'll go back to my tank, feed it, and think of you guys. That's good. But yeah, just stay tuned for that other format. Maybe I'll just do a trial version of it and we keep going, but that would be good. Okay. So thank you everybody one more time for joining. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon. And please think about Tim for me and for his family, because he was a great person. I just want to finish this off here. He was a very ocean person, but very animal, and he'll be very, very missed in this hobby. We lost a great person. Okay, take care, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you next season, next session. Take care.